All right, what's up, fellas? It's Mark Parson, Cornerback Pro. So today we got a one-on-one clip. I actually got this clip off of Instagram from my boy DP. Too nice, really cool guy. He went to University of Kansas and played receiver. And he trains. I don't know where he trains now though. I feel like it's in Texas. I'm not sure. I forgot. But really cool guy. Definitely go check out his Instagram. He posts a lot of different workouts and information that you guys can benefit from. All right. So I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw him post this, and he didn't really talk about the DB. He was talking about the receiver. I'm guessing he trains the guy. I'm not sure. It looks like University of Kansas, I think. I'm not able to tell. But anyways, we got the one-on-one clip here, so we're gonna go over it. Usually I post a whole bunch of different one-on-ones, like a whole, the whole series, like the whole camp or the whole practice one-on-ones. But we're gonna focus on this one right here, okay? So make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask me for the one-on-one mastery program, and I'll include everything else in there. Mind and body running program has a example of weightlifting, catching series, and a punt and kick return. Constantly adding to it and constantly getting better. For the one-on-ones, if you play DB, if you play corner, man, you need to know the techniques. So we're gonna go over it. So let's go. I'm gonna show you first, and then I'm gonna break it down for you. All right, so good job by the receiver. Definitely using your hands at the end, getting the corner off balance, and then making the play. So let's go over this. Let's break this down. So when I watch football, it's actually very difficult for me to watch a game of football because I don't look at it from a fan perspective. I'm too analytical, and it's kind of it almost is kind of stressful because I don't want to be. I just want to watch it and just be a fan like everybody else, but it's hard for me to. Why is that? Because I watched so much film over years and I played this game for over 20 some years. You understand? So you guys, obviously, you young guys have not played this, and I say young, I'm talking about youth, high school, and college, and pro. I'm older than the majority of them, everybody who's watching this. But I want to get you to that point where you can see it. So I have a couple students who can now see it. They watch so much film, they watch my channel over and over and over again. They see what I see. That's when you'll know you start to become an expert, and that's my goal for you guys. All right, so look, let's watch it. What technique does he use right here? Well, we call it the soft shoe. All right, so it's a passive technique. So you have aggressive techniques. We maybe you do a strike and get back to balance. You may do a jump jam. You maybe do a fake. What else you got? You got a whole bunch of different other stuff, right? And then you have passive techniques where you may give a little grounds. You inch back, right? Now, here's the thing about that. That's cool, but you still got to get your hands on guys. When I say get your hands on guys, you got to strike them. You have to create disruption in your press man. It has to be. Now, we talk about eyes, feet, hands. So eyes obviously have to be glued on his waist, and then your feet can really help you. So when we don't take more than 3 steps back. Don't take more than 3 steps back in your soft shoe technique. So let's watch it right here. Let's break it down from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. So he doesn't. So he does a good job right there. Now, what do we want to do after? So, matter of fact, let's go over the purpose of it because somebody asked me in the email and I answered it. Let's go ahead. What's the purpose of the soft shoe technique? Soft shoe technique, man, just it's like a change up. Okay, so you may have stayed in there or did a kick step technique in the previous one. Now he may think, or strike and get back to balance. Now he may think that you're gonna shoot right here with you're gonna strike, and you know what? Not this time, baby. I'm gonna take a couple steps back. So you give the receiver time to do his motoring or his jukes and all that stuff. Give him he got a little space to do all of that, but it doesn't affect you. Why? Because your eyes are on his waist. You take a couple steps back, no more than 3, and then it's like we're back to square one, and we got to get at least 1 or 2 shuffles in. Okay, especially on this release, because this release he didn't really give us much right here. So we take a couple steps back, and then he should at least get 1 shuffle and then strike. Because look, when he starts right here, okay, he starts right here. Let's see where he ends at the end, up the field. How wide did he get right here, guys? He didn't get that wide. He's he ended at the bottom of the numbers when really he didn't give us much right here. We could have got one shuffle in, one or two shuffles in strike, and he could have been all the way out here because we're going to squeeze at the end. So you'd be like, here's the thing. I want you to see this because you'd be like, well, coach, he's on him. See, this is what happens when you don't get your hands on guys at the press, when you just turn and run with guys. This is very important. I want you to really hear me on this, and I want you to understand what I'm saying. He gets to the top of his stem. Something about receivers. Now, I tell you guys to play receiver. I tell you guys to go into receiver meetings. You will get better at corner. I promise you. Because you'll have more understanding. When you don't put your hands, when you don't strike receivers, you don't strike them. You don't disrupt their timing of their route, their release. They like it. They don't like when you get hands on them. Now, sometimes you got some bigger receivers who don't have really good releases. They may like it because they want to probably push off and grab you and scoop and pull you through. But for the most part, they don't like it. So when we do our soft shoe technique or any technique and we open the gate, you feel like you're covering him. But what happens is he gets to the top of his stem. The quarterback gets out of his 5-step drop, and then it's on money. It's all timing. That's why the receivers and quarterbacks and quarterbacks have to work all summer and all spring to get the timing together. Okay, so if you don't disrupt the timing, if you do your soft shoe technique and you just run with them, you may feel like you're on them, but this is what happens. I'm running with, I'm on them. Top of stem, money, money. You see what I'm saying? So what should happen in the perfect world, is we can do the soft shoe technique and then we get at least one shuffle in. Oh, we get at least one shuffle in. The goal is to get at least two, but at least one. Give me at least one. And then you strike him with that left hand to where he has to go a little bit further out here. And now you're in a good, instead of you necessarily being on top of him, you'll be right beside him. Eyes are going to be glued to him, and money right there. Then you on him. And he won't be able to get to the top of that stem, so he has to break it off early. The quarterback's waiting. Oh, he's not out of it. And then and it's a longer throw too. So it's just, you have to know why we press. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe nobody's ever taught us, why do we press? We play press man so that you can disrupt the timing of him. You could be in closer proximity to him, but you disrupt the timing. The goal of press man, and how do we disrupt the timing? Because what does the receiver want to do? He wants to get upfield. Matter of fact, he wants to get upfield. So he wants to get you out of place right here, boom, 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 and then get upfield and hold that line. He wants to control you. He wants to dictate his will on you, man. All right. Hold that line, get out of the top of the stand, throw you off of them, bam. So our job is to, and our goal is to make sure, first of all, imagine we got a 5-yard cone right here, and he doesn't get upfield right here and stack. He has to go outside of me because I'm going to be lateral with my movement. No matter what I do, I'm going to always get back to balance with my feet, even if I'm using aggressive technique, which I teach you in the one-on-one mastery, or you're doing a passive technique. You can take a step back. You could jump jam, you could strike, get back to balance. My feet always gets back to balance, and my goal is to mirror him and shuffle. So if he does an inside release, my goal is to shuffle, not hop. See, when you hop, you're going to get got. But the shuffle, strike, then squeeze and run with him. So where if he's running the curl route, you're going to wash him down while you're running like this. And then you're in closer proximity. If he's going to do a go route or a comeback, and he does an outside release, he has to go all the way outside of you. And he hates that because now when he breaks off the comeback, first of all, he's not going to get the 14 yards on that comeback. He's going to break it off at like 10. He's going to break it off at like 12. And then when he does the comeback part, he doesn't have that much real estate over here to really work with. So it's either going to be an incomplete pass or a breakup. It all starts here. Now, don't get me wrong. We'll go over the end of that, the top of the stem. We'll talk about that because a lot of guys look back at the quarterback too early. But you got to understand why we press. Okay? It's not just about standing there and running. Well, I'm not gonna say standing there and running with them, but it's not just about being on them and running with them. Because a lot of my guys, especially high school, as you get older, a lot of guys get better at it instead of just opening the gate. But I'm telling you, just watch it. Okay, you're running with him. He feels, man, his confidence meter is up because you ain't putting no hands on him, baby. Right? And he gets to hold his line, gets to the top of his stem, boom. Now, also, at the very end of this, because this is basically in the very end, we're gonna watch it again. We must tag off and go for the rip. Always. No matter what. It's a habit of finishing. It's a habit of finishing. That's what Super Bowl teams do. Super Bowl NFL teams, the DC is crazy. He's out of his mind. It's an attack mode. We got to get the ball out because they understand whoever wins the turnover ratio has a higher percentage of winning the game. And it's not something that you can just turn on when the game starts. It's not something you can just turn on. It has to be in you. So right here, we're going to watch at the very end. Okay, he got me. He caught the ball. I'm going for the rip. I'm going for the rip, baby. I'm getting this ball out. Okay, get my feet in the ground. Eyes back on the receiver. Go for the rip. And at least tag off on him. Go for the rip every single time. It's a habit. So my college guys, you trying to go to the NFL? You trying to get paid? Create turnovers. Create takeaways. That's how you get paid. All right. Well, what are some simple ways? Y'all probably Josh Norman. I would say Josh Norman, man. I've seen him do some awesome takeaways. Some ripping and stripping guys. And I forgot the dude who played for the Chicago Bears. He retired, number 33. They called him Peanut. Watch his film. Matter of fact, everybody go back and watch the turnovers that were created by number 33 for the Chicago Bears. He retired. They called him Peanut. I forgot his name. You'll find him. Check that out. So I wanted to give you that. All right. So stay tuned for the next video. Make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Every single cornerback that watches the page definitely got to get the one-on-one mastery. Definitely ask me for that. And I'll include everything else. There's a lot of value in it. And it is June 11th, 2018. Where are you going to be? What are you going to do? It's all up to you. It's in your hand. It's nobody to blame. There is no one else. It is only you in this world. All right? There is no one else. There's no one to blame. You can't blame your parents, can't blame your teachers. You can't even blame the devil. It's up to you. The power's in your hands. What you going to do with it? That's my question to you. Peace.